This is Shivakumar. I'm going to train you people Informatica Cloud. As we know that Informatica Cloud is a latest trending technology to learn for nowadays. And today in this session we are going to discuss about what is Informatica Cloud, what is the purpose of choosing Informatica Cloud technology, and what are all the different cloud-based ETL tools available in the market, and why we need to choose Informatica Cloud apart from other cloud-based ETL tools. Okay, so yeah, we will begin about Informatica Cloud. So let me jump into the first session. So what is Informatica Cloud? And today we are going to learn about overview of the Informatica Cloud. So in this session we are going to learn what is Informatica Cloud, what are all the prerequisites for learning Informatica Cloud, and purpose of Informatica Cloud, architecture, and various what are all the different modules available in the Informatica Cloud services, and developing some integration in data integrations, and configuring the real-time integration with the Salesforce. Okay, so before going to enter into the application, we will learn about what is Informatica Cloud. Okay, so Informatica Cloud is a purely web-based software as a service application. Okay, so if you want to develop any code in Informatica Cloud, you just need to have an internet access and a browser with the user credential to log into the Informatica Cloud. Apart from that, nothing is needed from your side as a developer. But there is a small hardware component required for entire organization that will be set up by the an administrator. That small component called secure agent. Okay, how it will work means in Informatica Power Center we will install the server components in their server machine, right? Like that, it will act as a secure agent, acts as a server to your Informatica Cloud application. Okay, so for example, if you want to access any on-premise files or anything within your firewall, okay, so from the secure agent installed machine you can access all the files or database, whatever it may be. Okay, so that will be configured for an entire organization, not for the user to user. Okay, it depends on licensing actually. So you can install n number of secure agent within the organization, but it is purely a license based. Okay, by default we can install one Informatica Cloud secure agent, and we can create n number of users to the particular organization and log in into the particular application, and you can develop, deploy, integrate, whatever you want you can perform by using that application. Okay, so what Informatica Cloud is, it allows business users to integrate data across cloud-based application and on-premise systems and databases. What is cloud-based applications? Nowadays we have all the applications as a cloud-based, like an Salesforce, CRM, a number of applications like an Exactly, Workday, PeopleSoft, ServiceNow. These are the few of the cloud-based applications. And what is an on-premises system and databases is nothing but Oracle, SQL Server, MongoDB, MySQL. These are we can call as an on-premises databases. Okay, so here we can integrate the data between the on-premises system and applications. So it's an that's why we can call Informatica Cloud as a hybrid integration platform. Okay, and basically Informatica Cloud application will address the few specific business process, that is nothing but data replication and archiving. What is data replication and archiving? Okay, data replication means, for example, you have a database. In the database we have huge volume of data. So every organization has some period, like till from this many years we need to store the data in our database. After that they won't delete the data, they will archive the data and then clean up their databases. So at this point of time, data replication application will work like a powerful tool. Okay, what it can do is you can just replicate entire your database to another database or backup database, or as a file based archival mechanism. Here you just need to choose the database, what database you need to archive. That's it. It will dump the entire data from your source environment to your target system, like a file or a backup database or any other application, whatever it may be. Like that you can a single shot you can archive your entire archive or backup your entire database system application. Okay, and importing and migrating data. For example, nowadays every organization has a number of CRMs or billing system like that. So wherever for example one of the organization is using the CRM application as a Salesforce and their billing system as an Oracle database. So whenever some user has entered the data in the Salesforce system, immediately you need that information in your billing system. Okay, so in that case, why we need to create the data in all the applications like a Salesforce and database? Once you create the data or create a new record or update any record, existing record in a Salesforce or whatever the application, immediately that data should be available in your billing system. In that case, this importing or migrating data will acts like a powerful tool for us. Further, we will use the as synchronization. So object synchronization. What is an object synchronization? So for example, your CRM system has a maintaining all the contact related information, account related information, whatever it may be. Okay, so this kind of data in a real time you can sync up with your billing related information systems like an Oracle or MySQL, whatever it may be. So basically whenever you're going with the Informatica cloud application means so you are going to use one of your source or target as a Salesforce. That is the main reason why we are choosing the Informatica cloud, because Informatica cloud has built a mechanism for syncing up or archiving or whatever it may be for Salesforce system, like a powerful mechanism. It has built a powerful mechanism especially for the Salesforce applications. Okay, so basically the user will prefer the Informatica cloud whenever they are going to integrate their data with the Salesforce system. Okay, so for example, we are using a Salesforce as a CRM system, and in a real-time manner, for example, a sales related information or whatever the contact related information or account related information, once they enter the data in the Salesforce system within the seconds, it is available in your any of the target system. So in such a way we can build the mechanism in the Informatica cloud. Okay, so I will explain how we can build that mechanism to get sync up the data with the Salesforce to your billing system in a real-time manner. Okay, so as part of this today's session, we are going to learn what are the different modules available in Informatica cloud and how the application looks. This kind of information we are going to learn it. Okay, so as I said earlier, if you want to build or whatever you want to do in Informatica cloud, you just need an user access to your Informatica cloud application and a faster network. Okay, so this is the URL to log in into the Informatica cloud system. As I said, as an Informatica cloud, it is an in latest we are calling this system as an Informatica cloud intelligent services. Okay. This is the Informatica cloud login page. So I have an account, so I'm going to log in with my credential to the Informatica cloud application. Okay. So they go for So if we have a valid user credential to the Informatica Cloud services, so this is the page to log into the Informatica Cloud page. Okay, once you enter the credentials, it will prompt to your home page of your Informatica Cloud application. So it is logging into the Informatica Cloud page. Okay, so this is the home page of your Informatica Cloud. So if you observe here, it will show us as a Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services, and I am talking, and every time I am spelling that Informatica Cloud Services. The difference between the Informatica Cloud Services and Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services here is, so earlier to 2018 August, we used to call this Informatica Cloud application as ICS. After that, they made a major upgradation in the Informatica Cloud and then renamed it as a Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services. The difference between the Informatica Cloud Services and Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services here is, here if you show here, if you click here and show all services, there are n number of modules we can see here. Okay, so earlier in the Informatica Cloud Services we have only data integration, application integration, application integration console, and administrator and monitor. So administrator and monitor is by default for all the Informatica Cloud services, but application integration and API manager and API portal and application integration console and B2B gateway. Also there are few more services like integration hub, power center to cloud versions. Okay, these all are the different modules available in Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services. Okay, after adding all these modules into the Informatica Cloud Services, they renamed it as an Intelligent Cloud Services. Apart from this, once there are a few more modules available in Intelligent Cloud Services, that is called data quality and MDM as part of Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services. But here we are not able to see that one because we do not have the license for that one. Also, we do not have the license for B2B gateway, integration hub, and power center to cloud conversion. Okay, as a trial account, we have the access for data integration, monitor, administrator, API manager, application integration console, application integration, and API portal. But as part of this training, we are going to learn data integration, monitor, and administrator. Okay, so the application integration and application integration console, API manager, and API portal, these are related to Informatica Cloud real-time services training. Okay, so we are not going to touch that part for this as part of this training. Okay, as part of this training we are going to learn only data integration, monitor, administrator. So this is the overall overview of Informatica Cloud application home base. Okay, now we will jump into this data integration, administrator, monitor pages, and let us see what are all the components available in each of the one module. Okay, so now I am going to the data integration module or services. So once you click on the data integration, it will navigate to the data integration page. So this is the home page of data integration. Okay, so as part of this training we are going to learn synchronization task, replication task, mappings, and task flows. All these different components we are going to learn as part of this training. And if you observe here, there are multiple sub pages available here. That is called, we are at home page, and so in the home page by default what you can see is what are the jobs you ran earlier, and what are all the runtime environments available in your uh, organization, and overview of your organization, and what are the most recent projects, and how many valid, how many invalid it will show here. And one more thing, it will show here most recent accessed folders or projects. Okay, I will explain what is the folder, what is the project, everything. Okay, now I am going to navigate to another page called explore. So here by default we have a project called default project. Okay, so if you want to create you can create n number of projects over here. Under a project you can create n number of subfolders, but you cannot create subfolder within the folder. Okay, so now I'm going to create a new project, a project name called a training. As I said, we can create a number of folders within the projects. So once you navigate to the project, here a folder will comes into the picture. Okay, in the in the projects we cannot see that folders, right? So once you go to the trainings project, you can create folders, like a number of folders you can create. I'm going to create few dummy folders here: A, folder B, folder C, folder like X, Y, Z. So once you create the folders, if you want to go to the folders, you just need to click on the folders page. You can observe one thing here: you cannot create any subfolder within the folder. Okay, so that's why I'm going back to the folders. Okay, so once you created the folder, you can do something like you can copy to, so you can copy this folder to another folder, or you can move, or you can export, and you can see the properties of this folder, everything. Okay, so now if we want to copy the folder from here to some other project, so what you can do here is copy to and training. If you want, so as of now we are going to copy the folder A, that's why I'm going to copy to B here. So here, as I told you, we cannot create folders, or we cannot create subfolders, right? So we can go to the default one and then select. Now if you see the default project here, we can see that the folder whatever we have copied. So from these, what we can learn here is, so you cannot move folder within the projects, but if we want to move the copy or move folder from one project to another project, it is doable. Okay, so and also if you want to copy the assets from your folder to any folder, you can within the folder also you can copy your assets. Okay, that we will learn in future modules. Okay, now I'm going to another page, my jobs. My jobs is nothing but it will act like a monitor, okay, to your specific to your job. So whatever the jobs you ran, you can see by using the my job space. Okay, and if you want to see the, or if you want to monitor the jobs which are running or which has been already completed or faulted, whatever it may be, you need to go to the monitor page. In the monitor page you can see the, or you can monitor the organization level jobs, but in your my jobs means you can see whatever the jobs you ran from your page. Okay, and my import export logs. So what is the purpose of import export log here is, so if you want to migrate the objects from your environment to or another environment, for example after completion of the development, basically we will migrate the objects from dev environment to the QE and then QE to prod, right? So In this case, after migrating the object, if you want to see the logs in here, you can see the import export logs. Okay. Now, so we have covered one more thing is the bundles. Bundles is nothing but it is specific to the a licensed one. Okay, so we are not going to deal with this bundles. I basically if you want to publish your code to the entire world, like so after if we have created some complex packages, and if you want to sell those packages to the other Informatica cloud customers, what you can do here is you can publish those packages as a bundles, but it is a purely license based. It won't be available for all the customers. Okay. Now we will jump from data integration page to another page called administrator. So before jumping into the administrator piece, we can see what are all the things we can perform in the data integration. Okay, so once you need to click on the new page. So if you want to create anything as a new, first you need to go to the new, and then you can create whatever you want. So if you want to create a mapping, you can create by clicking on the mapping. You can create the mappings. If you want to create data synchronizations, data replications, maskings, power center tasks, whatever you want, you can click on the tasks. And if you want to create a task flows like an workflows in the power center, here we have a number of options here. Like a task flow means you can create dependencies between the tasks. If you want to go with the linear task means all the tasks will run in the sequential order, and if you want to run the task in parallel, you can create with the parallel task. If you want to run the jobs in a parallel manner with some decision, you can create by using parallel task with the decision like that. These are not limited to here. They will keep on add the services. At the beginning of the Informatica Cloud, only we have linear task. As part of the 2019 release, they have released the task flows, parallel task with the decision, sequential task, and sequential task with the decision. Like this, every releases they are going to add few more options to us. Okay, in the components, we can see here if you want to import any power center maplet, and if you want to use that power center maplet here, you can import that power center maplet as a component, and you can use these maplets as part of the mappings. But the disadvantages with the Informatica Cloud here is you cannot create the maplets directly here. You need to import from power center or any other Informatica related project like Informatica Data Quality, Informatica MDM, or Informatica Power Center. If you have created any reusable logics in those products, and if you want to use that logic in Informatica Cloud by using this one, you can import that one. Okay. Well, now we will jump to the administrator page. Okay. So what are all the things you can uh, do in the administrator page? We are going to see that one. So in the admin page, you can see what is your organization name, what is organization ID. So for each and every organization, they will create an organization ID. Okay, by using this, you can contact with the Informatica Cloud support if you have any issues with by using this organization ID only. You can contact with them and you can resolve your issues with the Informatica Cloud related product issues. Okay, and environment type, so it is like an QE development or sandbox, whatever it may be. Basically by default it will create with the production, but no need to worry about the type of environment here because we are going to deal with only singular environment. Okay, and number of these all are related to Informatica Cloud organization related information. How you will get all this information means while creating your account you are going to provide your organization details like that. Okay, and here once you create any user, so you can define this kind of rules like an maximum password length is this many characters and minimum characters and password reuse, so like this kind of information here you can. Okay, so if you observe here license related information, so here you can see what are all the licenses you have to your organization. As part of this trial account we have these all these kind of packages. Okay, so like an REST API, AWS Consumer, these are powerful tools within the Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services. Okay, here API Manager, API Portal, these are related to Informatica Cloud Real Time. Okay, so as part of Informatica Cloud training, we need data integration. That's it. Data transformation, mapping configuration, and mappings. These are the packages we need to practice all these things. Okay, we don't need to worry about any other things, and by default they have provided the license for Salesforce connections. Okay, and outbound messaging, I will explain. So what is the advantage of the outbound messaging and how to configure this outbound messaging. Okay, like and here we are going to, so if you want to create any users in the user space you can create the n number of users. Okay, and if you observe here CA anonymous is a user by default. Once you create your organization this user will be created automatically. So where we are going to use this CA anonymous user is Informatica Cloud Real Time. Most of the times you are going to run your Informatica Cloud Real Time processes with using the CA anonymous user. Okay, but for data integration part we need our own user. Okay, so even in the future if we want to create users, so I will explain how to create the users and what are all the roles we can assign to them, all those information. And user groups, so user group is one of the powerful option in the Informatica Cloud. So you can club a number of users into a specific group and you can give the user level access to the specific group. Okay, once you assign the user level access to the specific group it will be applicable for all the users within the group. Okay, user roles, so these are all the roles you can assign to a particular user. Okay, so while we creating user we are going to define what are all the, we are going to assign roles to a particular user. Okay, so these are all the roles we can assign to any user. Okay, if the user is only monitor for production support purpose, in the sense we can assign only the monitor. Like this, based on the need of the user we can assign the roles available. Okay, runtime environment. Okay, here is, this is the software hardware component we need to install and that will be acts like an server component to the Informatica Cloud application. By default, Informatica Cloud Hosted Agent is one of the runtime environment. Okay, so what is mean by Informatica Cloud Hosted Agent means Informatica providing the secure agent in their services like a cloud-based secure agent. I will explain what is the secure agent and what is the use of secure agent and how to create and install the secure agent. I will explain. Okay, so now connections. As we know that if we want to integrate data between any source to the target environment, we need the connectivity between the applications. So how we can build the connectivity is by using the connections. By default, we will create, by default, we have the license for flat files, Salesforce, database, and few more applications we have. We can seamlessly create the connection to this kind of. Okay, so these are the freely available connections as part of the Informatica Cloud. Apart from this, if you want to integrate the data between any of other application, you need to go with the licenses. Okay, so as part of this Informatica Cloud training, mostly we are going to deal with the flat files Salesforce system. Okay, so we will integrate the data between the files to the Salesforce and Salesforce to the flat files like that. Okay, I will explain how to create the connection and how to configure the properties to the specific to the connection. As I said, apart from this freely available connection, if you want to create the if you want to use any other connectors, so from here we can enable those connectors. These are the add-on connectors. Okay, these are not specific connectors. Okay, keep on, they will keep on add n number of connectors. Okay, so before going to purchase the license for any of the connection, what you can do here is you can use this connection for 30 days free training. After that, if you are satisfied with this particular connection, you can contact Informatica Cloud Support team and they will let us know what is the licensing cost for each of the connector. So like that. And schedules. Here we can create the schedules and we can assign the scheduler to any of your tasks like a mappings or synchronization or replications or the task flows, whatever you want. If you want to run these jobs in a scheduled manner, you can run those things by using the scheduler. So nothing but you are going to automate the job running. You don't need to use any other third-party schedulers to run your Informatica Cloud jobs. Here we have the flexibility to schedule the jobs in any complex manner also, like in first day of the month. This kind of customization you can perform by using the scheduler within the Informatica Cloud. Okay, and logs. So here you can see audit related information. So this user done this thing. So this particular user copied this folder. A folder he has copied. Like this kind of information you can see. Okay. So this is the overview of the administrator page. Okay. Now we will jump to the monitor page. So if you observe here, by default it will show the running jobs. As of now in our this training environment, we do not have any jobs to run and any job, no other job is running. Okay, so in future we can see what are all the jobs running here. Okay, so if you want to see all the jobs, okay, you need to go to the all jobs page. Here you can see the previous jobs and what are the previous jobs completed, what are all the previous jobs got filed, whatever it may be, you can see here. Okay, and import export log. As I told you earlier, so if we have migrated objects from one environment to other environment, and if we want to check the status of the import export objects, here from the log you can check what is the status and what are all the objects got migrated from the source environment to the target environment, and is there any errors happened during the migration. All the information can check here. And file transfer log. So we are not going to deal with the file transfer log. So basically this file transfer logs will be helpful in the Informatica Cloud B2B part. Okay, so we are not going to deal with the B2B part as part of this training. Okay, so this is the overview of the modules we are going to learn as part of the Informatica Cloud training. Okay, so and uh, going on, we are going to learn so many things like why, how, when, all this kind of information we are going to learn. Okay, so before entering into the Informatica Cloud application, okay, so just for knowledge purpose, we will discuss few more concepts like why we need to choose Informatica Cloud and what are all the other cloud-based tools available in the market and what is the difference between the Informatica Cloud and Informatica Power Center. Okay, let's start with the difference between the Informatica Cloud and Informatica Power Center. As we know that Informatica Power Center is a on-premise ETL tool. As we know that it is a very powerful ETL tool, but it is a purely on-premise. But Informatica Cloud is a purely cloud-based application. And nowadays, everyone is moving from the on-premises system to the cloud services. Why we need to move from on-premises system to the cloud system means it's easy to access. Basically, if you have a browser and if you have a user credentials and you are ready to develop, design, deploy from anywhere from the world just by using the internet and the browser. But if you want to design and if you want to develop some code in the on-premises system, definitely you should have your own computer with Informatica Power Center installed computer. But you don't need to require anything to log into the Informatica Cloud application. So from even from mobile also you can log into the Informatica Cloud application or from any internet center, whatever it may be, you can log into the Informatica Cloud and you can design, deploy whatever you want from your based on your flexibility. That is the one of the major difference between the Informatica Power Center and Informatica Cloud. And one more major difference between the Informatica Power Center and Informatica Cloud is Informatica Cloud is a hybrid integration platform, but Informatica Power Center is an on-premise integration platform. Okay, so by using Informatica Cloud, you can integrate the data between the cloud systems as well as on-premise system, or from cloud to on-premise and on-premise to cloud. That is one of the most powerful feature of the Informatica Cloud services. And the major disadvantage of the Informatica Cloud services here is, as of now, we do not have the versioning. But in Informatica Power Center, we have the versioning. We have that flexibility in the Power Center. Okay, maybe we can expect the versioning in the future releases, but as of now, we do not have the versioning in the Informatica Cloud. So at this point, you can have a question like, so how we can maintain the history of the code means every time we are going to take the backup of the previous code. Okay, so in such a way, as of now, we can maintain the history of the code. Okay, and one more difference between the Informatica Power Center and Informatica Cloud here is Informatica Power Center we have different client applications like designer, monitor, repository manager, like a number of things are there as a different components. But in the Informatica Cloud, everything is available within the home base. Okay, if you want to switch to any application, you can switch anywhere. And one more advantage of the Informatica Cloud here is we don't need to create any sessions, workflows like that. But in Informatica Power Center, if you want to run any job first, you need to create the session. On top of that, you need to define the workflow, and then only you can run the workflow. But here, you can directly run any task like an data synchronization or data replication or data masking or mapping, whatever you want. Within one click you can run it. You don't need to create any sessions, or you don't need to create any workflows, or whatever it may be. Okay, in a single shot you can run this one. And one more major difference between the Informatica Power Center and Informatica Cloud here is, in Informatica Power Center we have the debugger, but in Informatica Cloud as of now we do not have the debugger. So debugger is the one of the most powerful tool to debug your code for any errors, but as of now in Informatica Cloud we do not have the debugging techniques, but we can debug your code by using some small techniques. I will teach how we can decode or debug your code by using these small techniques. Okay, and these are the major difference between the Informatica Cloud and Informatica Power Center. Now uh, so we will know. So what are all the other cloud-based ETL tools or platforms available in the market is Informatica Cloud, Dell Boomi, MuleSoft. There are a few more tools also there. And why we need to choose Informatica Cloud apart from other cloud-based applications here is, so Dell Boomi and MuleSoft are purely related to the application oriented platforms, but Informatica Cloud is an hybrid, means on-premise as well as an applications. Okay, so if you want to integrate the data between your applications, you can use the Informatica Cloud real time. The new name of the Informatica Cloud real time is nothing but application integration. Okay, and if you want to build a data warehouse solution, you can go with the data integration in the Informatica. In this way, with a single license, you are going to enjoy the benefits of both the data warehousing as well as then application to application integration. Okay, but if you go with the Dell Boomi or Mules of these kind of application, you can perform only app to app integration. There you cannot build the complex data warehousing solutions in that applications, but in Informatica Cloud we have the flexibility for to build the complex data warehouse solutions as well as an application to application integration. So this is the overview of the Informatica Cloud Intelligent Services and different modules we are going to learn as part of this training. Okay, in the next sessions we are going to learn architecture and the secure agent and different components available in the Informatica Cloud. Okay, this is the overview of the Informatica Cloud Services.